that play that with 40-something seconds left where Devo knocked the ball out, and maybe, I don't know, a couple guys may have touched it before Smith got it, but what did you see specifically on that play?
I mean, I haven't reviewed it yet, Bob, but, I mean, we talked about trying to get a piece of the ball as a guy guarding the inbounder with our staggered jumps. And then, you know, just as we've done a few other times, this year's team hasn't done as good a job defending out of bounds as maybe some past teams of making the catch difficult. But I thought we did, you know, down the stretch, again, even the tip ball that went back to them, I thought we were much more aggressive defending their out of bounds plays, which is what we need to do going forward as well. You don't want the offense to dictate, and we were willing to gamble a little bit rather than just play back and concede an inbound pass. We did not want that. We wanted to try to make them play a little bit under duress, and there's a little bit of a gamble with that because of the fact that they were in the bonus and we didn't want to foul, and sometimes you can be overly aggressive when you're trying not to allow an inbound pass. But I thought our guys were phenomenal, again, down the last, 60 seconds from a defensive standpoint.
And then just what you think of the way A&M played? I mean, I thought they really played well. They shot unbelievably well by their standards. But yet you guys still found a way to win.
Yeah, I mean, I thought they played great. I thought Coach Williams did a great job. He had an excellent game plan. They do a great job of keeping games close almost every night with their style and their pace of play. But they came out tonight from the opening jump. They stole the jump. We didn't box out on the jump ball, which we talked about it before tip-off. And we told him Jackson where he lined up and where he was going to try to knife the passing lane. And sure enough, he did it. And we got down 2-0. But you know what? I told the guys in the locker room, you gotta enjoy every win. They're never easy. And like I said, it's really, really hard to bring your mental game, your physical game for this many games in a row.
And then you did match the 94 team with that 11th straight win. Now that it's happened, I know you don't want to talk about it the other day, but now that you've done it, what do you think of that?
I mean, I don't just a general fan or, just doesn't understand how hard it is to win 11 games in a row in league play. Trust me, it's difficult to win on the road, to win with travel, and to win at home, to not have a letdown. It's hard to do. And our guys have, did we play great tonight? No. We played well enough to win, and we buckled down the stretch when we had to get defensive stops.
Yeah, I got a couple more. I'll turn it back to Mike. Thanks, Eric.
Curtis.
Hey, Coach, it just seemed like time after time Moses just hit some big shots and obviously had the big play with the block dunk there. Can you just talk about his shot making and play making today?
Well, the block shot was incredible. Huge block, Curtis. But, the other thing, too, is they had a big on the back line of their zone, and Moses tried to position himself, or we had discussed positioning him in the corner where their center closed out. And, we wanted to try to drive a gap and kind of pitch it to that left corner. And he did a really good job of knocking down some crucial threes for us.
Tom Murphy.
I'm drawing a blank, man. I might come back later. Sorry, Eric.
Nate Allen.
Murph, don't worry about it. I drew a blank for 40 minutes tonight.
Eric, is there kind of a shock just the way A&M, I mean, they're supposed to be slowing the ball down and all that, and they came out running at you and shooting threes? I mean, was that an adjustment period you all had to do?
No, I mean, they got fresh legs, I can tell you that. Their bench stood the whole game. They were fired up to play the game, which when you're ranked in the top 12, that's going to happen. You have a target on your back. I'm going to assume that on Monday we'll be ranked in the top 10. And so with that comes responsibility, and the opposing team has, a little bit extra motivation. I thought they came out with great energy, great effort. If you listen to Coach Ben Holland after the Mississippi State game, he talked about how hard they played. I mean, there's an excitement for their team. They missed a month of basketball, and you could see the energy level that they had, both the guys on the floor and the players on the sideline.
Just how tough how well you feel they adjusted in the second half to that, as far as the energy level that A&M was playing with.
I thought our guys did a great job. Again, especially, down the stretch. I mean, you don't ever want your team to kind of turn it up another level. You want them to play at a high level all game. But I did think we turned it up those last, minute and a half, especially from a defensive standpoint. I mean, we took our game to another level. From an intensity standpoint and an aggressive standpoint defensively.
Thank you.
Scotty.
Hey, Coach, how big was Jalen Tate's shot making today? I think he was 1 of 7 the last 2 games coming into this day, but hit some big ones for you.
I thought, the biggest thing to me with Tate tonight was he played 36 minutes and 44 seconds and had 1 turnover and led us in defensive rebound. And then you add in the fact that he had 4 assists and 22 points. He was phenomenal. And the great thing about this team is it's going to be somebody different every night. And tonight he was great. I thought, I didn't think he played very well at all. I thought it was one of his worst games, actually, on the road at South Carolina. And so, that's the great thing about our basketball team right now. And I think we missed Jalen Williams a little bit tonight. Justin had to play 40 minutes tonight. Did a great job guarding Miller, who's their go-to guy. Made things difficult, although Miller had 23 points and 10 boards. But I thought it was a gutty performance. We played with 4 guards for most of the game.
And then Devo gave you a little bit of everything too, but it seemed like all 5 of his buckets were really timely. What do you think of his all-around game? Yeah,
Devo did a great job of kind of getting into the teeth of the defense off the bounce and shooting that mid-range pull-up that, because he's such a great creator and he elevates over the defense. He's got to do a better job taking care of the basketball. I thought, we instituted at halftime a 1 dribble rule against the zone. I thought we were over dribbling the first half, and that was allowing some turnovers, and we just needed 1 gap dribble and a pitch. And I thought Devo, dribbled that thing in there a few too many times with extra bounces, as did JD a few times.
Trey Shapp.
Hey, Muss, if you were going before a committee that selects the SEC Player of the Year, what case would you make for Moses Moody?
Through the regular season, Alabama and Arkansas distanced themselves. So he's on, one of the 2 best teams in the league, at least through the regular season. We understand it's a whole new season coming up for the tournament, which means it's an extended period of time. I think he's continued to get better all season long. He's one of the best 3-point shooters. In college basketball. You saw what he could do defensively with that block shot tonight. And then you just look at his freshman stats where he compares nationally. Those would be some of the arguments. He's a go-to player on one of the 2 best teams in the league.
Troy Lynch.
Yeah, Coach, I think I remember you saying you are like 4-1 after trailing at halftime. And how valuable is it to know that your team, no matter what the deficit is, are able to come back, especially going into the postseason?
Well, that 4-1 too, Trey, is when trailing at home at half. But I would say this, having coached in the NCAA tournament, and playing against Texas and being down, 12 or 14 with 8 minutes or whatever, and coming back and winning that game, and then being down 22 to Cincinnati with about 11 minutes to go. There's going to be a game of runs in the tournament. And so I think it was really vital for us to play in a game like this that we had to grind it out, that we didn't play our most cosmetically pleasing game, and to still find a way to win.
Bob, you have a follow-up?
Yeah, Eric, you've got a week now before you play again, or 6 days or whatever it is. Just how do you kind of feel about having this prep time to get ready to play? How do you feel about your team going to the SEC tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we'll take tomorrow completely off mentally, physically. Nobody needs to, to see each other. We need to take a quick 24-hour break, and then we'll do what we've done in the past, which means we'll start getting ready for two teams that are next on the bracket for us. Not knowing who will win the game the night before. We'll start off on Monday going through the top 3 players on both rosters and their tendencies, do some station work on their individual moves for those top 3 players on both teams. And then we'll take their top 3 offensive sets and we'll go through our defensive scheme for how we're going to guard those. And then we'll go through each team's top baseline out of bounds. And then Tuesday, we'll build off of that, and so on and so forth until we know exactly who we play.
Getting back to Moses for a second, has he surprised you this season? I know he was a high-level recruit, but he's being talked about as a lottery pick and possible SC Player of the Year. I mean, has he surprised you at all? Or just what have you thought about his season overall?
No, he's played as good as any player in the entire country. I'm not surprised if anyone looked at my phone and the text messages and the phone calls. I think when we were recruiting him, we put enough effort in that we thought he'd be one of the best players in the country. And it's paid off that he trusted us and made a decision to come here. I think it's paid off for Mo and for us. I think he's in the right system. I think there's a great comfort level with him playing here at Arkansas. I feel an overly strong bond that knowing that he had an opportunity to play anywhere in the country and he chose us and not just Moses, but his father Kareem and Rona and his brother, as a family, we kind of painted a picture of a vision, but we hadn't accomplished much. And they kind of bought in that we could be a top 10 team and that we could position ourselves to be one of the top teams in the SEC. And they, bought in and I'm just happy that it's paid off for everybody.
Thanks, Eric.
Final question, Seth Campbell.
Yeah, Eric, what was the explanation on that Jalen Tate review on the end I want to know towards the end of the game?
I don't know, Seth. I mean, I wasn't listening anyhow. They said, I don't know, I guess it was a charge. So what am I going to do? Go get a defensive stop, get a defensive rebound, come down and make a shot. That's what I told them.